Hello everybody, and Jess here, and welcome back to Shangri-La Frontier, the finale of of season 2. A bit late, isn't it? Whole 2 entire seasons of anime, I think, went by, like 6 months or so, before I started to record this video. I have no explanation for you. I wish I had, but I don't sometimes, and it's not even connected to me recording those videos. But sometimes there is simply a series that I just watch to a point and then just kind of drop. Like I still haven't finished Doctor House, for example, or House MD as it's called, I believe, more widely. I don't know why. I have no reason. It's just how I work sometimes. But after having finished Dandadan Season 2, which is an anime that I really enjoyed, I thought, hey, it's still a little bit of time until the next season of anime begins. So let's finish another anime that I really enjoyed, and also season 2 of it, on the off chance that maybe in the upcoming season we're gonna get season 3 or something, and I'd rather be prepared for that. So here we are, the finale of season 2 of Shangri-La Frontier. I think I still have my bearings about this show quite well. If I'm not mistaken, in the previous episode, or in the couple of previous episodes at least, Sarak was fighting the whale boss, which wasn't the final boss of the underwater area. The final boss was Ktarnid of the Abyss, if I'm not mistaken. Right, and on the way to fight Ktarnid, Sanraku and the rest of the gang who are also underwater will have to fight for general kinda sorta enemies inside of towers, something like that. The whale is not one of them, I don't think. Mostly because Sanraku was fighting it on the streets of the city and not inside of the tower. So probably not one of them, but Sanraku and Araba, the shark guy, used the weird reflective property of the towers, some weird energy shield they have that deflects all attacks, for the whale to zap the tower and the tower to zap it back, basically. Then I believe Sanraku added a couple of hits with Giltabril, and that was done with that mini boss. All the while, Sanraku is at this game tournament convention thing, and he was using the super special chair that he got from what's his face? Kei, from Uomi Kei. I don't know if it's like a gift. Does Sanraku get it permanently or only for the period of the tournament? We'll see. I think it's like a gift. So Sanraku is gonna get a little bit of a power boost from that. And now in the tournament arc, we've met Sylvia Goldberg, who went to buy some coffee, and Sanraku met her there without really realizing it's her. Something like that. She certainly didn't realize that it's him because he wasn't wearing the mask. And every time that she's seen him, he was wearing a mask, not like the bird mask, but like some sort of a mask. Or wasn't. One of the two. She wasn't able to tell that it's him. Asked his opinion about coffee, or he helped her get the coffee, and he himself said that he's more for energy drinks, and she said that the energy drinks that you have here are weak sauce. I'd rather get coffee, which checks out because the energy drinks that Sanraku usually drinks, he gets them from Kei, if I'm not mistaken. And now there is gonna be a fight between Sylvia's team and Kay's team. I think it's no, it's not. It's not the final fight of the tournament, is it? Because it's more of a marketing thing for the brand new game, and they simply invited two of the best teams, right? America's best team and Japan's best team, to fight in a sort of like friendly exhibition kinda way, rather than it being like a tournament with a ladder and everything, right? I think I got my facts straight. So now they're gonna fight, and I don't know if that's gonna finish in a single episode. They would have to like jump straight into that battle from the get-go of this episode, and even then, I don't think they would have enough time to like go through everything and then go through the fallout of it, and then we still have the whole entire Ktarnit business. So chances are this season is ending on a pretty fucking big cliffhanger, which is another thing that is very similar to how Dandadan season 2 ended. and we're probably gonna have to wait for season 3, right? What do I expect from today's episode? It could go either with the fight, and then right before the fight finishes, or there's some turn of events or something like that, they cut, wait for season 3, or we're not even gonna get to this fight. We're gonna get through some, I don't know, preemptive stuff, and then as they enter the arena, there is an epic shot of them approaching their seats, and freeze frame, and episode ends, season ends. Wait until season 3 if you want to see them fight, and if you want to see them defeat Ktarnit of the Abyss. But we'll see, ultimately, right? So how about we do exactly that and just see what's gonna happen. To do that, you will need your subs, of course, to follow along with me. I'm gonna need my sound to hear what's going on in the show, and I'm gonna have to ask you for support. Support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon, YouTube down below, or not. Share my content, spread the word. It costs nothing and helps a lot. And with that, we can start watching episode 50 of Shangri-La Frontier, or 25 of season 2 in 3, 2, 1, go. Straight into the OP. I miss the music of this show. It's such a vibe with the chorus in the background. Oh, and by the way, while I still remember, this episode is probably gonna run a little longer because we're gonna go through the theories, as always. And also, apparently, YouTube adds some weird, like, hype button under some videos, and that pushes them into, like, a hype section. I don't know how it works exactly, but if you see a hype button, click the hype button. That's another thing you can expect to hear from people on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe, hype, support me on Patreon. The 5 unchanging things in every single video. The anonymous asinine A-team and a crisis. She stayed up playing Shangri-La. That would be my bet. Damn. Medium rare with lots of garlic. All for her? Yes, of course. Hmm. Sanraku? Right. Sanraku and pencil gone. uh, Proper Dogeza and all. Right, how are we gonna eat it? With a mask. Yeah. Gonna register as pencil gone. Yeah. The idol culture and everything. Why not? Yeah. I mean, shit. That's not a bad idea, actually. And fits thematically. Yeah, absolutely. It works like that when you have the money. Is there gonna be something weird? It's gonna be something weird for him, isn't it? Yeah, you would be correct here. Or rather, maybe they understand, but they don't really care that much, do they? Exactly. Sure. I mean, sure. That works. Eh, at least on par, I'd say. What do they say? Like, hubris walks in front of the fall? Something like that? More cosplay? Or. Oh, well, that's no bueno. Why? Hmm. So it's not even really gonna be like the best Japanese team anymore. Only Meg left out of it. Whoever they find for the fourth. Yeah, basically. Yeah, lest they lose the sponsorship. Can you squeeze both? Yeah, that's doable. Just about. I mean, as long as you hold up for those 2 hours. Hmm. Yeah. You just can't get eliminated too early. Yeah. And win too. Truly the team's strategist. And now fixing matches as well. Yeah. Uh, German, not USA. Right, right. Yeah, sure. I like this approach. Yeah, you don't really have options, do you? Now we're planning the strategy around Katso. Sure. Okay, so US team. Is it US or is it Germany? Yeah, basically. Yeah, you can take some time to show off, right? It's not gonna be seen badly if you throw a taunt here and there, do a little dance before every round, right? It's supposed to be show. It's supposed to be entertainment. Yes, but you're also gonna have to cosplay. Yeah, you did squeeze some wins out of, hopeless situations. So why not here? It's not much different, is it? That said, if it's just an exhibition match, couldn't you postpone it at least half an hour or an hour or something? Couldn't you discuss it with the people running the whole thing? Move like a concert a little bit ahead of schedule, or you know, you can do all sorts of stuff. Whomst. We're friends. Why else? Yeah. What are friends for? Right? A low price to pay. Yeah, overcoming adversity can actually be exhilarating. I was a very Yu-Gi-Oh kind of pose. I throw Exodia. And they still have the whole entire Ktarnit thing. 3 days until it expires. Hmm. It is. ASAP. No biggie, is it? True. Ah. Of course. Mm. Now he's gonna be all doped up, quaking from fucking caffeine shakes. And we're splitting up again. Ktarnit tournament championship. This show really likes splitting up the narrative paths. Okay, we still have some time until the end of the episode. I thought that maybe this whole speech is going to be it, but now we still have time. So they have a dude who doesn't play fighting games be the sole and only commentator. Well, besides her. Everybody has matching shirts. That ends today. Or whenever the fight happens. Except Kay ain't here. Okay, what are the costumes? Okay, what are the costumes? Entertainmento. Why a pumpkin? Why a pumpkin? Nobody's commenting on the lack of K. Of course you do. You love attention. Yeah. What? Okay. Sure. How's that gonna work in the context of the the championship, the tournament? Something vaguely. Sure. Nameless. I mean, yeah, that fits. Yeah, it is fun. Now you noticed. Now you noticed. Yeah, couple hours late, to be specific. uh, can't go without some ribbing. So Sanraku is gonna have to lose to Sylvia for Sylvia to fight Kei, right? And it's not gonna begin because the season is ending. Yeah, they're on a tight schedule with Ktarnid. Season 3 when? Well, they're not gonna tell us that in this episode, apparently. But let's watch this episode again, as we always do. But before we do that, let me see if we know the air date of season 3. I don't think we do. Like, we know it's happening. We just don't know when. Yeah, no release date. Shit. Oh well, we will wait as long as necessary, won't we? OP. I don't think that Sylvia at any point mentioned specifically that she's playing Shangri-La, but I'm willing to bet that she is playing Shangri-La. Why the game was so legendary? What else would she be referring to if not Shafla? Let's see. Where do I have my Shafla notes? There it is. Okay, so I do have it noted down that that Sylvia is playing is gonna be playing Shangri-La, so I don't have to note it down. Steak, 4 times half a kilogram. That is a lot of steak. At least she gets some like broccoli, potatoes, little cherry tomatoes with it, some rosemary and other greenery. Medium, rare with lots of garlic, and well done with lots of garlic. What sort of monster eats their steak well done? Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not super fond of rare either, but like medium well, that's like the perfect amount of heat on a steak. Lots of garlic for sure though, and basted with butter. I still can't get over the fact that we had a really nice burger place nearby that was also serving steak and they closed shop. And now in their place there is some like fucking nail salon or something. It was such an amazing place. But oh well. Oh well, it happens. I would love to eat more steak, more beef in general, but alas, beef is not popular enough in Poland to be cheap enough. Or rather, it's an interesting like a circle, kinda cycle, endless cycle in Poland. Uh, in Poland, we don't really eat a lot of beef. We mostly eat pork and chicken, sometimes duck, maybe. And because of that, there is not a lot of demand for beef. And because there is not a lot of demand for beef, most of our beef is getting exported out of the country. And because most of it gets exported, we don't have much of it, so it's expensive. And because it's expensive, people don't really eat it. And because people don't eat it, it's expensive, and it's an endless fucking cycle. And I don't know what to do about it, if anything can even be done. Posted their lineup. No name and no face. Right, but we don't know that yet. I wonder if Megu is gonna be a recurring character. Do I have it noted anywhere? I think I might have. No, I don't think I do. So let me note it down that Meg joins the Shangri-La party. Would be a waste introducing a character like that and then just discarding her as soon as the tournament is done. I don't want to show my face at the match. We still don't know why exactly, but I mean, it doesn't really need to have to be a reason, right? He just thinks it's cool to be mysterious, and yeah. Cosplay together, sure, it makes sense. Would be interesting if his cosplay was like his costume from Shangri-La. Pants, nothing on the upper half of the body, and the bird mask, but then many people would recognize him from Shangri-La, which might not necessarily be that bad of a thing, although he does want to keep a low profile in the game, right? He doesn't necessarily want to become a celebrity any more than he already is after discovering Rabituza and the word getting out, of course. So yeah, it makes sense that he would not want to be tied to Shangri-La character in general. Not showing his face though, that's oh well, he's quirky like that. How can you be so laid back? Because they don't care. Not really. Like not in the way and not as much as Kay does, at least. I probably shared this story multiple times already, but when I was writing like final exams after primary school, I went to those exams thinking that they're just mock exams, right? It's just mock exams. It doesn't really matter how well I do, so I just sat there laid back, filled out everything, and I passed with flying fucking colors because I didn't know that it was the real deal. I thought it was just a mock exam, and because of that, I had zero stress. And that can actually be a strength, right? If you don't really care about the outcome, you don't stress about the outcome, you don't stress about the process, meaning you're not hindered by stress, meaning you generally do better. Being a pro is about putting on a good show indeed. No face, no name, sure. Weird spacing, but whatever. No image, because of course, we gotta stay mysterious. Last minute changes, because of course. They volunteered me to fill a slot for a different game tournament tomorrow. Ruins of Warhound 6. It's like Battlefield having umpteenth releases. Supposedly, or apparently, I should say, because I think it's been confirmed, EA said that they want Battlefield to be a yearly release from now on, which is certainly going to be interesting if it goes the way of like FIFA and Madden and all those other yearly releases. In other news, EA is looking to go private. They're gonna be sold to some sort of a private equity from the Middle East somewhere, from Saudi Arabia, I think, or like a conglomerate between Saudi Arabia and China, something like that. In any case, be prepared for EA to not exist for much longer. It's gonna be a huge loss to the gaming world, I'm sure. Doesn't the team have its own alternates? Yeah. Okay. They all got food poisoning. I completely missed that. Tomorrow at 9. And this starts at 10. Okay, so there's much less overlap than I thought. I don't know why, but for some reason I thought that the championship starts at 6, and I thought, oh, like 4 hours, that's like whatever. But no, no, there is a much less time than I thought there was. 5 matches, 30 minutes each, with breaks, yeah. 3 hours at the least, assuming he marches in, sits down, starts playing, and as soon as it's done, he just marches out. Because if there is also the whole thing with, giving the rewards and the gala and the photos and shit like that, then add another hour or hour and a half to the whole shindig. Sanaku proving yet again that he truly is the strategist of the party. Or rather, not so much strategist of the party as much as he's really good at overcoming unpredictable circumstances, right? Like Toa, Pencil Gun, is the strategist ultimately here. But only when she knows the variables, right? She knows what she has to work with, she has the time to prepare, etc., etc., etc. Meanwhile, Sanraku just takes a situation how it is and makes the best of it on completely in the moment without much really thinking about it, much wondering, much musings, without any sort of preparation or anything like that. I think that characterizes him the best. Yeah, we're just gonna have to make Katsu the anchor. We're gonna have to play each round to the limit. We're gonna have to lose one of the rounds. We're gonna have to play every time 2-1 to fill all three potential slots, or maybe if it's at all possible, a draw. Maybe that would also be acceptable. It is doable though, assuming, of course, that Sylvia plays last, which is interesting that she isn't, right? Like, if she really wanted to play Katsu, I'd think that she would go last because she would assume that Katsu also goes last. But I guess maybe um, her thinking was that she's gonna go second to last so that she can have a little bit more fun, right? She can play against the previous player from the previous bracket, and then after she wins, because of course she's gonna win, she will also play Katsu, and she's gonna play more, right? She's gonna have more fun with it. I think that's the thinking here. We're facing a powerhouse German team that won their way to the world. Oh, I got confused here. Like, referring to USA team, German team. He's referring to the team he's gonna have to play against during the championship, during the match set up by the sponsor, right? He's gonna play that FPS against some German team. Meanwhile, Sylvia's team is the USA team. Yeah, makes much more sense. Just beating them will be hard enough. You want me to? Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what I want you to do. You shouldn't be asking whether it's possible, just ask how can it be done. And just fucking do it. It really is as simple as that, right? Just do it. Just do it. You'd think that some shoe company would make it their motto. And yeah, like if you give up, you have basically two options: either do it or give up. If you give up, you won't get to fight Sylvia. So like your one and only option, if you want to play Sylvia, is to just do it. So what are we even talking about? What are we even debating here? You're just gonna have to do it. We'll all have to be swords, whatever that is supposed to mean. Plan to beat the US team? Yeah, probably. Honestly, probably if they were to go like Megu, Pencil, Gon, Sanaraku, maybe I can see it being doable. Sanraku probably clutching at the last moment. What you're proposing is basically trolling the US's top team. Yeah, it's simple, isn't it? Exhibition matches, final games. Right, so you naturally have more leeway because it's just an exhibition game. It's not necessarily treated all that seriously, right? Like, even if people notice that you're fixing matches to prolong it as much as possible, it doesn't really matter, right? Like, those people might even be happy about it in the audience because they get to see more of the game, right? They get to see a little bit more excitement. Because if just Sylvia went first and won 4 times in a row, then it ends quickly. You just get to see Sylvia play, not the other members of her team. It's kind of boring. So even if they are discovered to have been essentially fixing those matches, that doesn't really matter because it's just an exhibition match. You don't play for elo, you don't play for any reward, none of that. And you also give people what they want, you give people entertainment. So if they decide to stand up and do a little dance or a fucking stand up routine or whatever in the middle or between matches or right, it doesn't matter and can even be seen as good because entertainmento, as Mustang from Nikkei would yell out in broken French. Well, not broken. His French, the French of the English voice actor that voices him is good. That was always interesting to me, by the way, how in the original voicing, original Korean voice, and no, and Japanese voice as well, I think. He uses some words from English to sound more, I don't know, posh or whatever, but in English voice he uses French. It's always fun to see that happen. It happens in so many pieces of media that are voiced in multiple languages, where Japanese, Korean, Chinese use English as the second language kind of word, but English always uses French. I've never seen a character use Polish or Czech or Algerian to sound different. It's always French. Entertainmento, indeed. We could get ourselves that 180 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, just gotta do it. Even if I can solve this myself, I'm not alone, right? Like, even if something comes up, they have your back. Even if you're gonna be running late, they're gonna figure something out. They're gonna stall, they're gonna stretch for time, they're gonna, I don't know, pretend they're having tech issues, whatever. Maybe Saraku is gonna stand in the middle of the scene and say, hey, before the final match, I know there's a lot of excitement, before the final match, I wanna sing. Give me a fucking mic, I'm gonna sing, I'm gonna do a fucking solo right here, right now. Right? Like, whatever happens, they're gonna have his back. Riot blood. Why are you doing it? Because friends and food treat me to something good. If Sanraku is not gifted the chair after all this is done, I'm gonna fucking riot. He deserves it. My man deserves that chair. That's just my cat. This, I don't know why, but this really reminds me of a scene from Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, replace the phone with a card, right? And it's a prime, I'm making Exodia kind of face, isn't it? What are the games we're seeing here? The thing in the middle screen kind of looks like Borderlands. Global Game Competition, Galaxia Heroes. Yeah, Sylvie is going second to last. Again, I think it makes sense if she wants to maximize the amount of fun she will have, right? She could maximize it even further should Alex, for example, throw the match. Then she gets to play against 3 people, and she likes playing games. And she's approaching all those tournaments and exhibitions and everything with the mindset of I want to have fun, and facing off against good opponents is fun. So I'm gonna face against multiple good opponents because that's gonna be triple the fun. So in retrospect, it makes sense. But it means that Sadako is gonna have to throw, first of all. Because do we have the full lineup somewhere, like side by side? Could have sworn we had it somewhere. But we know that Sadako is second to last. So for Katsuo to play against Sylvia, Sadako is gonna have to throw. Which I can see igniting a bit of a spark of rivalry between Sylvia and Sanraku, right? Sylvia would absolutely notice that Sanraku stretched the whole match until the very last second and then made a very simple mistake that essentially meant that he threw that match. She's absolutely gonna be able to see it. And that's gonna rub her the wrong way. Because you're not treating me seriously, right? Like, I'm like the fucking champion here and you're throwing the match, you don't care about it, right? Like I can absolutely see that being the case. Rivalry between Sylvie and Sanraku because he threw match. And that's the end of space that I have for Shangri-La theories, so we're gonna have to end here. We're gonna have to cut some time of the plan. Yeah. I mean, you could again, like, it's just an exhibition match, so I would say it's perfectly reasonable to walk up to the people who organize it and say, hey, our like top dog here that you probably want to see play, right? Like many people came here for him. He's gonna be running late. Like, it's a deal with the sponsor, whatever. Nothing can be done about it. Could you maybe like, I don't know, throw in some juggling or whatever for at least like half an hour or an hour before the match starts? Or if you could add like, I don't know, a piece of music from the game played live between every round or something to stretch it so that he can make it, they would probably go with it, right? Like the way I see it. But of course, then we wouldn't have the drama of he has to be there fast and they have to extend the time and right. So it's all just done for the drama, which makes perfect sense because that's why we engage with media for drama in one shape or another. Nobody stopped me from wearing this, yeah, so it's probably indeed costumes welcome. Energy drink, Riot Blood Tonight, made in the United States of A. The real thing. Yeah, Sanraku doped up on like triple caffeine booster from the US. That's gonna be a force to be reckoned with. Sylvia is only gonna win because he's gonna throw the match. Unless that could also be an interesting turn of events if Katsuo really can't make it because, I don't know, maybe photo session or the gala of giving the rewards or whatever that he didn't account for, and he really can't make it, and he has to kind of maybe not swallow his pride, but he has to like come to terms with the fact that he's probably not gonna play against Sylvia. So he's gonna call up Sanaku and say, "Hey, I can't be there, but kick her ass for me." Right? Like, I can't be there, but at least fucking ensure that we win. At least kick her ass. And Sanaku actually beats Sylvia instead of throwing. That could also be interesting. I don't know if Kay really needs it for like character growth purposes or whatever. So I don't know if that's gonna happen. It's not like he's been particularly obsessed with Sylvia or whatever. So him coming to terms with not being able to fight her, it's like whatever, right? But I don't know. Maybe it would also be fun and interesting. I think. Although Sanraku throwing, that's also an interesting narrative choice because we don't really see protagonists, the main characters, the main heroes, losing intentionally all that often, right? Like, if they lose, it's because the opponent was stronger, and then the protagonist goes away and goes through a training sesh with Master Roshi, and then comes back stronger and beats their ass, right? Or the main character just wins because they're the main character. We don't really see that purposeful throwing, and if we do, it's usually in the context of some shady deals or whatever, and they are asked to throw, but they don't want to throw, but they have to if they want to rescue their party member, whatever kind of convoluted shit. Meanwhile, we have Saraku, who probably wouldn't give a fuck if he had to throw. He probably has to throw with the plan that they have right now, and I don't think he cares. I don't think he cares about that. He's here to have fun, and he's here to help his pal. And if that entails throwing, he's gonna throw. It's like whatever. I like it. Galaxia Heroes Chaos. They could add something here right before the whole match starts again to prolong it a little bit if they knew that they have to prolong it. Zodiac Cluster. Everybody having same logo on the shirt, different shirts, but same logo, unified, almost uniforms. Everybody's jacked as hell, except Sylvia for some reason. She's not a muscle mummy, I'm afraid. And they have like team coherence, so to speak. And then there's those fucking goobers. Then there's them. Weird as fucking costumes and a girl without costume, which in context is even weirder than if she was wearing a costume. She's loving the attention. She's absolutely reveling in it. Complete unknowns, yeah. No face, no name. Like, who the fuck are they? What are they capable of? We don't know them. They've never played, and now they're gonna play, and like, what are they even capable of? We don't know that. And that's exciting. That's fun for the audience, right? Not knowing what they're capable of. Like, the audience probably more or less knows how Kay plays, how Sylvia plays. They probably know more or less how Sylvia plays against Kay because they've played against each other many a time. Those two, though, complete fucking unknowns. That's exciting. It's something new, entertaining. From Requiem for Armies. Sometimes hinders the protagonist, sometimes fights beside him, and in the end disappears into the ocean's depths with a nuclear bomb. I don't know how's that supposed to help him on stage, but but sure. Sure, I don't think he will be able to pull off the nuclear bomb thing, but the sometimes helping, sometimes hindering the protagonist, that checks out if we assume that the protagonist here is Kay. That absolutely checks out. Their entire dynamic in general, right? Like, their entire dynamic as a group of friends is basically with friends like that who needs enemies. And I love it, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Protecting the castle of a doomed country to the death, the Lady Knight of Silent Grace, Nameless, which fits her nickname here. No name. No face and no name. I like it. It's fun. It is. I agree. I agree that it's very fun. Cosplay is fun. Having fun is fun in general. Like, when the contestants are having fun during the contest, the audience is going to be having twice the fun. If the contestants themselves are not having any fun, how is the audience supposed to enjoy it? Right? A little slow on the uptake, aren't you? Only now notice that Kay isn't here, but he will be. And of course, we can't not do some friendly ribbing of his stack shitting his ass out in the bathroom. Here we have the lineup. So, Nutmeg and Lucas, whatever the resolution, it doesn't matter for time. Whoever wins, Pencil gone is gone. No, wait, it's better if Nutmeg wins, I think, right? Because or is it the same? No, I think Nutmeg has to win, because then Nutmeg plays Alex, loses to Alex, so that No Name can play Alex. Win? No. Nutmeg has to win against Lucas, then lose against Alex. Then No Name has to win against Alex. Then No Name has to lose against Sylvie. Then No Face has to lose against Sylvie. And then Kay has to win against Sylvie and then win against Johnson. I think that's the way they have to do it, right? Simple knockout tournament, yeah. Cube Victory, NPC Civilians turned on. Now the Galaxy Heroes Chaos Special Exhibition match. Star Rain versus Nitro Squad. And Ktarnid of the Abyss. Time runs out in like, what, 3 days or so? Something like that. Not much time. Not much time at all. We're gonna have to wait a whole lot of time until Season 3, aren't we? Like, if we don't know anything about Season 3 after, what, 6 months, then chances are it's not coming out this year. But just in any case, in case something changed, let me Google that. Shangri-La Season 3. Officially announced, yes, I know that. Second season ended in March 25, yes, I know that as well. Anime announced. Season 3 confirmed. Yeah, we don't know the date. Oh well. That kind of sucks, but what can you do? So, no Frieren, which we do know about Season 2, by the way. So no Frieren, Season 2 coming soon, I think, ish. We know that it's coming in nearby future, at least. Let's go through the theories. And after we go through the... Oh, bumped my mic. After we go through the theories, is that the order we usually go in? No, that's not the order. I jumped ahead of myself. First, this episode, it wasn't much in a way, right? Like, it very much was one of the like transitive episodes that go between big thing happening and another big thing happening. In this case, it's an episode that goes between Sanraku defeating the whale boss and the big exhibition tournament, right? So this episode didn't really have much of a body of its own. It was mostly build up to the big next episode that's coming in the next season. So as an episode, it was fine again for what it was, and it wasn't much, but for what it was fun. I really enjoy the chemistry between our main characters. I really enjoy the added chemistry of Megu being here, being just completely taken aback by this bunch of weirdos, and yet behaving like much more friendly towards every single one of them than they behave towards each other. That's also a very fun dynamic, right? Like everybody, Kay and Pencilgon were ribbing Sanraku about, sleeping in late. You don't get to eat, motherfucker. And Meg was there helping him with the energy bar. That's a fun dynamic. I like it. I generally believe that every established group of characters in any piece of media does benefit from introducing a brand new character into the mix every now and then. Not too often, not too much, but every now and then. Because over time, us, the viewers, get used to whatever peculiarities there might be, whatever weird dynamics, whatever quirks those characters might have. So introducing someone from the outside is a nice way for us to like re-experience that through the proxy of that brand new character. And right now we're kind of experiencing the weirdness of it all through the proxy of Megu. So I really like her addition. I hope she sticks around. I hope she starts playing Shangri-La and maybe becomes part of the party. That would be fun. If she doesn't, that's also perfectly fine. I would just hate her to be wasted as a character as a whole. Fun episode showcasing also the tactical prowess of Pencil Gun and being able to figure out weird solutions to weird problems on the spot by Sanraku. Really plays into their strengths. And that's, I think, the most I can say about this episode as an episode of its own. Really, mostly just a transition between two big events. So again, there can't be much to it. I'm not sure how much I like it as a finale though. Like the finale we got was the fight with the whale boss thing that Saraku did in Shangri-La. This is just a cliffhanger episode, right? I'm kind of comparing it again to the Dandadan season 2 finale, which was also a cliffhanger episode, yes, but was also a finale in its own right, right? Like we had the big bombastic finale closing off an arc, and it worked as that, big finale, big fucking, firework exploding in the sky. And then we got a bit of a cliffhanger as well that really makes me want to watch season 3. This was a cliffhanger that really makes me want to watch season 3, but it wasn't the, big bombastic firework of a finale. I enjoyed it, but I don't think it was the greatest finale they could have done, especially concerning the fact that we don't know when season 3 starts. right? Like, if you do a cliffhanger finale episode and then you release news that, hey, by the way, next season in 3, 6, 9, 12, whatever months, we're working on it, it's happening, here is when you're gonna be able to watch it, that's fine, right? That's all well and good. But if you end with a cliffhanger like that and you just tell us, hey, next season is happening, that's it. No word about when, nothing, not even a ballpark like 2026, 2027 or whatever, or spring of next year, or, well, spring refers to like specific seasons, so you could infer the date, but you know what I mean, right? Not even a tease of the date. I automatically like it less because many things can happen. If a show doesn't have an air date, I automatically have the fear that it's just not going to air. Right? There's some uncertainty here. If it doesn't have an air date, then maybe they're gonna take 2 years, 3 years, 4, 5, 6, 7, a decade to make it. Maybe they're never gonna make it. Right? There were many shows that promised next season and that next season never came. And the common thing among them is that they never really had a proper date set in stone. When a show has a date set, I'm much more certain that it will air at that date, because it means that they are far enough in production that they could figure out that date when they can possibly air. So that means to me that chances of some suit coming from above and saying, hey, yo, cancel this project, are slim to none. So I'm not fond of episodes like that. As a principle, cliffhanger episodes that are not followed with an announcement of release date of the next part. So, fun transitioner episode, a weird choice for a finale. I guess that's how I'm gonna sum it up. The episode itself. Now, about the show. About the show. Kinda hard for me to talk about the show at length after not having seen it for half a year or so. Hey, it's gonna be half a year, isn't it? It ended in March. Now it's September. September? Yeah, still September. Yeah, but I always enjoyed Shangri-La. I enjoyed season 1. I enjoyed season 2, and I don't think anything changed there. I really like this show. I really like how well it portrays that feeling of getting immersed into a brand new MMO with your friends, discovering stuff, and right, like from a time before wikis and guides and all that stuff, when you had to actually get into the game and figure shit out for yourself. I am constantly reminded of how great it felt to play Arc-Age on release with my friend. That was some of the best time I spent in a game. And this show brings back those feelings, right? And I'm a sucker for nostalgia like that. I really am. The art style is also nostalgic because I really still can't put my finger on it. Why? But Shangri-La looks like something from decades past in the best possible way, not like a modern show. I don't know. I just like it. Maybe it's the faces a little bit exaggerated, kind of like big mouths and whatnot, and the slightly muted colors, stuff like that. Maybe again, I can't put my finger on it. I really like this show, and I really want it to continue, and I really hope that it is indeed successful enough to warrant next season in a reasonable time frame, because I really want to watch more. I really want to see more Shangri-La, because I'm just having so much fun with those characters and with those stories. With those characters, most of all, I think. The stories are kind of secondary at this point. Like, whatever they give us, whatever they throw at us, I'm gonna be perfectly fine with it, because the characters that are gonna be going through those stories are the best thing here. The dynamic between Saraku and his friends, that's like the best thing since sliced bread. Absolutely, I love it. Saraku as a character, his dynamic with Emul, Emul as a character, her dynamic with the rest of the family, everybody's dynamic with Bilak, and right, like all those networks of characters and their dynamics and their chemistry and their individual quirks, all that stuff is just chef's kiss. So they could give us the most banal quest line ever, like go to my basement and kill 15 rats. And I have no doubt that with those characters, it's gonna be entertaining as fuck. So, more. More, please. More of that. And I think that sums up my feelings about this show. This season was fun in its own right. I really like the additions of new characters here, right? Mold and the girl whose name I forgot, and I already closed the list of characters that I had on the side. I really like their addition to form like a secondary party for Sanraku to be in. All of them and Rei and Aramis, the cat guy, right? It's fun having new characters and kinda having Sanaraku in multiple different parties in this weird sort of but fun way. So I really enjoy this character. This season, uh, in part because of the introduction of those new characters and of this new quest line where Sanraku is going for that quest line, Ktarnid of the Abyss, without Pencil Gun, without K. That's interesting, right? That's a fairly uncommon choice to have your protagonist go to a main quest kind of adventure, but with a different group of people, with a different team, with a different party. It doesn't really happen all that often, right? Like, look at most fantasy shows out there, most isekais. You have a party, and that party grows over time, and that party as a whole, with the protagonist at the center, goes through the main story. Not the case in Shangri-La. We have the protagonist, and he has one party, and he has another party, and he has a third party with B, Aramis, and Emul, right? The bunny party, and he's in all those different parties going through the main quest kind of content. Sometimes he goes solo. That's another cool thing, that we are not like, or rather that K and Pencil Gun are not anchored to Sanaraku, and Sanaraku is not anchored to them as the party that will now be the central point of the show, and we're gonna continue to follow, right? It's Sanraku who has different parties and goes on different adventures with them. That's great. I enjoyed that very much. So all in all, very good season. I enjoyed it a lot. Sucks that it ended with a cliffhanger like that instead of going straight into the next core, maybe, or with an announcement of the next season with a proper release date. But nothing we can do about it now, can we? Yeah, I think that about sums up my feelings about this season and about this show. So now let's go through the theories that I have amassed so far. Uh-huh. Scarred girl is dragonfly. Scarred girl. Who the fuck did I mean by that? I don't know. I think I meant the girl from the Mecha game they played, the one that hangs around with mold, right? And that was not. No, no, I meant the the shinobi girl in Shangri-La. Yeah, I meant the shinobi girl in Shangri-La, and that was indeed Dragonfly, if I'm not mistaken. So correct me if I'm wrong. I'm gonna mark it as yes, that it was indeed the case. Sanaku's sister plays Shafla and found Rabituza. We don't know that, but probably not. But whatever. Second Emul. Right, it was a theory that whoever finds Rabituza gets an emul for a guide, and thus there could be multiple emuls. I don't know. The shinobi girl, whose name I forgot, found Rabituza, but didn't get an emul. She got the I'm gonna reopen my list of characters because again it's been a while. There we go. There we go. Akane got Sikru, not an emul. So, safe to say that no, there is no second emul. And yes, I did mean Akane when I talked about Scarred Girl, because she does have a scar, which is the mark of the dragon big boss, whose name I forgot. The same way Saraku has the mark of Lycagon on his torso, she has the mark of that boss on her face. Yeah. Saraku gets Techno Crystal Scorpion gear. He does. That gear is his Giltabril. Both idols dropped by golems are useful. Yeah, one exploding one and one that does something else. They did use one of those when raiding the underground lab for the thingamajig, if I'm not mistaken. So I'd say that yes, they are actually useful. Idols make some hidden scenario possible, not far as I can tell, but maybe. Scar Girl Akane is scarred IRL, self-conscious, that's why she plays VR MMOs. I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's the case at all. She got the scar because of the mark of the boss. So that's the origin of it. Ancient people made monsters and that killed them all. Then they tried to undo it but failed. We don't really know much about the lore of Shangri-La quite yet, so I can't really speak on that. Pencilgun is a hero, as in a class, so she can fight Zigwurm, the Sky Ruler. Yeah, Zigwurm. Akane has the mark of Zigwurm on her face. We don't know that. We haven't really approached Zigwurm yet, so I'm gonna leave it as it is. Sanaku goes after Scorpion Mats and falls into some crystal dungeon. He does go after the crystal mats. That's how he gets Giltabril. Doesn't fall into a crystal dungeon. He falls into a generic hole. Moon is special in Shangri-La somehow. We don't know that. Again, not much lore about Shangri-La that we know. Expansion or unique scenario. That takes place on the moon's surface. Not yet, at least. Rust will play the blue-haired ninja in Shangri-La. No. She has a whole another character. Rust is Tsukuri Ritsu Amachi. Who the fuck is Ritsu Amachi? I'm looking at the list of characters now. Oh, she is one of the developers. Probably not, but I'm gonna leave it as is. Akitsu Akane has Zigwurm's mark on her head, which prevents her from wearing helmets. Yeah, that is Zigwurm's mark, and she's not wearing helmets, only masks, so safe assumption. Era of Divinity. Era of Divinity, huge monsters had to be fought with huge robots golems. Safe assumption, because there is a lot of big big debris from big robots all around and big bones and everything. But we don't have a direct confirmation, so I'm not gonna mark it yet. Saraku tries to defeat Lycagon before others can score 100 crit. Right, it was that fight where Animalia cast something on Lycagon. Yeah, but I don't think it went that way. So I'm gonna say no. Yeah, Lycagon just wiped Animalia's group, and then Saraku with his impromptu group approached Lycagon and started the other fight. The way to defeat Lycagon is lighting up the arena. Maybe not the way, but a key to it. So I'd say so, right? Like Saraku used the flying robot thing to disperse the clouds so that they can see, so that there is no shadow that Lycagon can hide in. Colossi are played by developers. We don't know that. After defeating the Colossi, they fight God. That's still a ways off, I feel, but entirely possible. We're talking about Japanese media after all. Akitsu Akane is Dragonfly. Is she? I think she is. Right? I think she has the same voice actress. Right? Yuka Terasaki. Yes, Dragonfly. Yeah. Yeah. It is her. And it was revealed in the show as well. She told Sanraku that she is Dragonfly that they met in the other game. Yeah. Okay. I remember now. Akitsu Akane's mask is bound to her and unequipable because of Zigwurm's mark. We don't know that. Probably not. The mark probably prevents her from equipping helmets, and she overcomes it by equipping a mask instead to get at least some damage protection. Sarkus' armor would have bound to him had it not been destroyed. That is an interesting theory, but all of that is banking on the fact that Akitsu Akane's mask is bound. We don't know that. Maybe we're gonna learn about that in the future. Shadow Wolf Revealer title is important in defeating Lycagon, so is Guiding Light status. Probably, but we don't know that because they haven't fought Lycagon since. Mark was cast by true Lycagon, not wolf form. Right, because Lycagon is just amorphous shadow, really, that presents the wolves as its proxies. So, in the first fight of Sanaku versus Lycagon, he was really fighting the proxy of Lycagon, true Lycagon, right? Lycagon the night, Lycagon the darkness, Lycagon the shadow. And in the later fight, they were fighting proxies of proxy. So we don't know what the mark was cast by. So let's leave it. Toa tries recruiting esports players through case connections to join Wolfgang. Somehow I don't think that's gonna be the case. But we'll see, I guess. Sanaku's evolved Scar works on NPCs now. Yeah, there was the thing with NPCs being afraid of him when he entered the bar looking for the pirate guy, Stude. Yeah. So yeah, his scar does have an effect on NPCs, indeed. NPCs in the docks count as enemies. I don't think so. I don't think we're gonna know at this point, so I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say that the scar just works on NPCs in general, because it in its base form, it worked on low-level enemies and scared them away from Sanraku. But now that he entered the docks, he was scaring the patrons of the bar. And my thinking was that maybe all of them count as like bandits or robbers or whatever, and they count as enemies. That's why they get scared by Sanraku's car. But maybe it just works on NPCs, and that's it. I'm gonna go with that. It's the simpler explanation here. C is treated as another instance. So the game brought Sanraku's party to the entrance. I don't remember what it was in reference to, but they certainly did land in a separate instance. So I'm gonna say a maybe. I don't use the yellow highlighter all that often, so this is an opportunity to do so. Rate plus Ahinle plus Sikru, Rust Mold Emul, Sanraku Solo. Oh, right. They get TP to different parts of the city. Yes, that is pretty much confirmed. That this is exactly what happened because they had to find each other. Sylvia becomes a Genos to Sanraku's Saitama. Right, the theory that Sylvia sees just how good Sanraku is, and as she is new in Shangri-La, she kind of sees him as a mentor a bit. Maybe. They haven't met in Shangri-La yet. They've met only once in the Konbini, and now they've met on the arena, so they haven't really interacted much for anything of the sort to happen. Sylvia plays doped up on caffeine, probably, but I don't know if it's gonna be actually like referenced. Sanraku plays Shangri-La the whole night, plays tournament, also doped up on caffeine. I mean, he does play tournament doped up on caffeine. Yes. After playing Shangri-La the whole night, yeah, that is also true. Sanraku is on par or better than Sylvia if given the same gear and amount of caffeine. Probably, but we haven't seen them fight, so. Sylvia continues to play Shangri-La even back home, probably, but we haven't been shown that, so. Understanding a situation changes your ability, and that's important. Understand that air is water and fly. Right, it was when Araba was shown to be swimming through water, and that maybe other characters can also do that. I don't know, we'll see. Seeking crystals upgrade Giltabril. Right, Seeking, the whale monster that was defeated in a previous episode, second to last. We don't know. Like, Sanraku got the loot, but he hasn't had the chance to visit B yet, so we don't know what she's gonna make of those crystals. Meg joins the Shangri-La party, and the rivalry between Sylvie and Sanraku because he threw the match. None of that do we know quite yet. Not all that much. I'm gonna quickly go to season 1 if I can find it in any short amount of time. That would be nice. Kaiju Hachigo, Sentai Daishkaku, Spice and Wolf, Yu, Metal Rouge, Magia Record, Shield Hero. There it is. What is here that has been unconfirmed? Ko Amane plays Shangri-La. Ko Amane. Who the fuck is Ko Amane? I don't remember who is Ko Amane. Shit. Yeah, I don't remember who it was. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. I don't know. Mana is Utopia's leader. The girl with a crush on MC, that being Rei, is Miko /Ojo-sama /Yakuza. kinda sorta Ojo-sama, right? Like she's a bit of a rich lady. So I'd say so. Yeah, I marked Miko as well, but she's not a Miko. Coordinate teleporter Ray gave to Mia is a Chekhov's gun. I have no fucking clue what I meant there. Vorpal playstyle is the key to defeating the Lycagon. I think so. I'm gonna do the bold thing and say that it is indeed the case. Rabituza is the key to defeating the world bosses. A key, for sure. Saraku is Vorpal because he uses his skills gained in other past games. I don't know. Maybe that's what Vorpal Spirit means, maybe not. We don't really know yet, do we? Rumi plays Shangri-La to meet Towa. Rumi being Saraku's sister. We don't know that she plays Shangri-La. Rumi or Rei is the player in Berb. No, the player in Berb is Dragonfly, a completely different character. Some sort of a meta story leaking into the real world. Spells are programs. Probably not, but whatever. Something's up about Infestia that keeps us from going there. Maybe Rumi. I don't think so, but I'm gonna leave it. Eika, mother of Sanraku, plays Shangri-La. All of the family is playing it for fishing, animal collecting, fashion. Probably not, but let's leave it. Dragonfly joins Shangri-La parties up with Sanraku. Yes, it did actually happen. Not as Dragonfly, but as Akitsu Akane. But still. Sanraku gets a new helmet. B or V's can apply bird mask look to it. Well, he does get a new helmet. We don't know anything about transmog. Flavor and taste buds level is relevant somehow, not yet at least. Second plan equals bringing players into the world. Right, it was in the context of fucking flower lady that Towa befriended, the NPC that mentioned something about the previous civilization having a second plan. And I thought that maybe the second plan was bringing people from the outside, kind of like in, I don't know, Log Horizon or something, where the players being a part of the game is part of the game's lore. Maybe. We don't know much about Shangri-La lore quite yet. World of Shangri-La actually exists. Game is a gateway. I don't think that's the case, but let's leave it be. Weatherman's weapon get reforged into daggers for Sanarak. No. I don't think Sanraku has Weatherman's weapon. Sanraku only has the Inventoria bracelet from the Weatherman fight. So that should be orange. Bahamut is the final unique monster, undiscovered as of yet, probably, but receiver delta, positioner delta, transmitter delta drop from or are gated by Bahamut? No, they are not, because one of the parts they found in that underground lab, right? Pencil gun's hairpin from Setsuna is important, maybe. Decapitator sword becomes relevant again. I don't remember, honestly. Access to Katzeria for Sanraku and or friends. We haven't been in Katzeria quite yet, so I don't know. Probably not. And the stats for Season 1 are... the fresher ones are more green, the old ones are more blue. If you cared about that. There we go. Not much new information regarding Season 1, although some good guesses. For sure. Man, it's been almost 2 hours. And I feel it in my throat. I sure do feel it. So, Shangri-La Season 2 has ended. And I liked it all throughout. Not a huge fan of how they handled the big cliffhanger at the end of this season. I am gonna be waiting with bated breath for season 3 for sure, because I need to know more and I need to spend more time with those people, because Shangri-La is one of the shows where my main drive towards watching them, like, there are shows where my main drive is the mystery, or the, I don't know, the budding romance, or whatever, like specific things. In Shangri-La is one of the shows where my main drive towards watching it is just fun, just having fun. It's a fun show. I'm having fun watching it, just like Dan Da Dan. It's just pure unadulterated fun, just like Biren was also pure unadulterated fun, and the beauty, and well, other things for sure, like bit of nostalgia about things, bit of longing about things that I never had, all sorts of things like that. But when it comes to Shangri-La, it's just pure unadulterated fun, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I'm enjoying myself very, very much. I hope you did enjoy yourselves as well watching this season. Again, terribly sorry about this finale video being so late, but I don't know. But I don't have an explanation for it. It's just how it is sometimes. So with all of that, I think that's gonna be it from me for today. But maybe you guys have something more to add on the topic of this episode, this series, this season, my theories, my reaction, stuff like that. Say so in the comments down below. No spoilers, please. Spoilers you can post on Discord here, also in the description, also in the comments down below. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe to be notified of future videos, click the bell to make sure that you are indeed notified of them. Support the channel on Patreon or YouTube down below, or not. Share the content, spread the word, it costs you nothing and helps a lot. And also click the hype button if there is a hype button underneath this video, because YouTube sometimes is weird about A/B testing features. So there might not be, or there might be, in which case, again, click it. I don't know what it does exactly, but supposedly it's helpful, so help me a little bit, please. But yeah, that's gonna be it from me for today. So as always, you guys do all the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers! And here's my wonderful Patreons: QB, Dr. Watt, Akamancer, Fassel, and Hans Peter. And you can join them if you want without having to play in multiple tournaments at once.